Yeah. Ay. Yeah. Ay. Yeah. Boys. Yeah. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We making noise. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We making noise. Hold on. We them boys. Looking for revenge. To do what you couldn't do. Tell Obama that my verses are just like the whips at the end. They bulletproof. -20, we in Pitfield at K's Kitchen in a Canada Goose. Famous as fuck, but I'm still in the cut when they round up the troops. I'm just a sicko, a real sicko when you get to know me, nigga. I let the diss record drop, you was staying right below me, nigga. We must have played it 100 times, you was going to bed. Why would I put on a vest? I expect you to aim for the head. I could've killed you the first time. You don't have to try and say it louder, nigga. Trust me, heard you the first time. It's nothing personal, I would've done it to anyone. And I blame where I came from. And I blame all my day ones. You know Chubbs like Draymond. You better hope not say none. Them boys, they're a handful. Then I hit them with the high line. Chris Breezy with the dance moves. Mo G with the dance moves. Ad Boy with the dance moves. Jimi Hendrix with the solo. Those are strings that you can't pull. Yeah, and I can really dish it out. Come and get it from the source. But fuck with all the word of mouth. Go to state, running practice at my house, nigga. What am I about? You gon' really feel it now. I'm out here looking for revenge.
I ride for my niggas. Stay scheming. Niggas tryna get at me. Go. I ride for my niggas. Stay scheming. Niggas tryna get at me. Go. I ride for my niggas. Damn, life so short. Fuck it, I don't wanna go to court. Fuck it, got a budget for the lawyer though. Fuck it, I'm on the run for the month. I'm in the bucket, paid 200 for it. My little nigga stuck and even got me paranoid. I'm getting money, that's in any nigga category. Double M, I got G's out in California. I ride for my niggas, dawg. I ride for my niggas. I slide for my niggas, dawg. I ride for my niggas. Stay scheming. Niggas tryna get at me. I ride for my niggas.
It bothers me when the guards get to acting like the bras. Guess every team doesn't come complete with niggas like ours. That's why I see no need to compete with niggas like y'all. I just ask that when you see me, you speak up, nigga, that's all. Don't be ducking like you never wanted nothing. It's feeling like rap changed. It was a time it was rugged. Back when if a nigga reached, it was for the weapon. Nowadays, niggas reach just to sell they record. Spaghetti bolognese in the polo lounge. Me and my G from DC, that's how I roll around. Might look like, but we heavy though. You think Drake would put some shit like that? You never know. $1 million meetings in the polo lounge. Me and my man Oliver North, that's how I roll around. Shorty wanna tell me secrets about a rap, nigga. I tell that bitch it's more attractive when you hold it down. Kobe about to lose 150 M's. Kobe, my nigga, I hate it, had to be him. Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Tell Lucy and I said, fuck it, I'm tearing holes in my budget. Bag her like we in Publix and take her ass out in public. Ordered it up filet, told them butterflies, she'll love it. She used to soda and nuggets, she really just tired thugging. I'm just hitting my pinnacle, you and pussy identical. You like the fucking finish line, we can't wait to run into you. But let me get my mind off that young rich motherfucker getting mine off rap with my niggas.
I ride for my niggas.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. I'm your host, Mr. BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos. Hit that like button. Y'all come in here to share, subscribe. Hit that Cash App, $ BJ Matthews, $ BJ Matthews for all this great content we drop on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. We do not disappoint. We do not miss. We make sure to give y'all the most quality content out there. We definitely appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Shout out to some of the new badge members in the membership for the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Our man, Old Man, and also Miss Prodigy Mercedes. We appreciate y'all being the newest members of the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. As y'all can see at the bottom of the screen, those are the members that you guys get perks if you guys do become a member of the show. And last but not least, don't forget to donate to the Cash App. If you guys enjoy this content, $ BJ Matthews. We're about to get right into it, so make sure y'all sit back and relax and enjoy the show. All right, so this is going to be a continuation. You know, we're definitely talking about the NBA Finals that's been going on for the last week, right? A week or so. And, you know, game 3 is tomorrow, and this is going to be, like I said, this is a good finals right now that we're experiencing. But, you know, it's in the off season for the most part. You know, I'm still talking about a number of different topics, and this is one topic that came across my screen that I couldn't really deny. Most frequently because I followed a person that actually talked about this. Shout out to Ticket TV. Y'all know Ticket TV, one of the main, if not the main guy that's really responsible for a lot of the basketball talk out here, man. Definitely has been somebody that I've been, you know, following over the last year or so. Been on his platform a couple times in the past. Definitely appreciate what he's done for me in the past as well. And gotta give him a shout out. You know what I mean? So, you know, I listened to the show that came across my news feed today. And it was pertaining around the late great Kobe Bryant, and the story that actually topic is talking about is surrounding around a discussion that took place on YouTube or on an interview with Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up that little interview snippet real quick. But for you guys who do not know Dr. Umar Johnson, he's one of the main spokesman when it comes to black rights and African American rights and things of that nature. Very big with black empowerment. I think he's from Philly, if I'm not mistaken. But he's known across the country, in some parts of the world as well, where he's pretty much a social, I wouldn't even call him an activist, but more so he's a little bit of everything. He speaks, he tries to build opportunities for black people. He's a lot of these different podcasts. He's been on the Breakfast Club. He's been on Vlad TV. A lot of big platforms he's been on. So Ticket TV, shout out to him, spoke on a subject pertaining around Kobe Bryant that Dr. Umar Johnson spoke about. Now, I've spoken and touched on this for, a couple months ago, because you guys know Kobe Bryant. I grew up watching him. He was my favorite player next to Allen Iverson. I am a basketball player, high school, college, overseas, all that stuff. So, this has been my mecca, from pretty much majority of my life. So Kobe was a big influence to me. And he was also a big influence to Ticket TV. I think that was his favorite basketball player as well, if I'm not mistaken. He said in his video. I'm going to actually put the link to that video at the end of this end of this show, which is also pre-recorded. It's not live. But Ticket made a pretty lengthy video about Dr. Umar Johnson speaking about Kobe Bryant's wife, Vanessa Bryant, who is the former widow of Kobe Bryant. As y'all know, Kobe Bryant passed away with his daughter Gianna and 7 other passengers on a helicopter crash back in 2020, January 26th. I'll never forget that day. I was actually at the house chilling on a rainy, Sunday morning in California. And about, I think, 10:30 a.m., you get alerts on your phone from people saying, Kobe Bryant passed in a helicopter crash. And, you start seeing it on TV. You just be like, it's, this is surreal. It's something that I did not expect to happen. Definitely the greatest tragedy I've ever experienced as far as a celebrity. But the whole world was, mourning. So now that we're 4 years removed, Vanessa Bryant is now, continued her life with her kids, 4 daughters, Natalia, Gianna, Bianca, and Capri. And people still, are, talking about Kobe Bryant and, things of his personal life and things of that nature. So Dr. Umar Johnson chimed in because there is a little bit of a back and forth. As you guys know, that Kobe Bryant's parents reportedly sold his memorabilia ring last year, and really kind of caused an uproar because, when when you talk about memorabilia and different, you know, things of championships and stuff like that, you know, you kind of, things are like that are sacred, right? But you know, a lot of people were really, you know, after Kobe Bryant's parents for doing that. But Dr. Umar Johnson was somebody that supported what, you know, his parents did, and why they did it, and, you know, the reason why they did. Not only did he support it, but he also called out Vanessa Bryant for, you know, not being able to step into a system with financial needs, so they wouldn't have to, you know, sell his memorabilia. So I'm gonna let y'all hear what Dr. Umar Johnson had to say about it real quick. It's about like a 25, 30-second clip, and then we'll be right back.
But I'm going to go to Vanessa Bryant. Same offense. No disrespect to Vanessa Bryant, Kobe's widow. But Kobe's mother and father just sold his NBA championship ring. They just sold it. Why? Because they need capital to live. They're elders. They need some money. From what I've heard, Vanessa Bryant ain't giving them a dime. Kobe.
So, like I said, Kobe Bryant's parents, right now, they reportedly, I guess because of the memorabilia that was sold, and y'all can go check this out. I did a live on this. If y'all not following me on my Patreon, I also have my Patreon channel, and you guys can be members of that as well. It's separate from my YouTube channel, where I give more in-depth, different talking points that, you know, revolve around life. As y'all know, I just don't talk about basketball. I talk about real life stuff. And I try to give my 2 cents on, you know, a little bit of everything. So I have a Patreon channel that y'all want to go and follow. I'll put that into the description box as well, so y'all can check that out. I talked about the whole Kobe Bryant and what was going on with his parents. So Dr. Umar Johnson was in support of what Kobe Bryant's parents did based off of their financial needs. And not only that, you're going to get ready for, you know, him to talk more in depth about why Vanessa was in the wrong. So here we go.
Bryant left her almost $1 billion, and you mean to tell me that you don't have enough decency, enough respect to float Kobe Bryant's mother and father $1 million? Even if it's one time, Art. Even if it's one time. I don't really like y'all. I don't really mess with y'all. Y'all son told me not to be bothered with y'all. But because you are his parents, because he would have never existed without you, because if y'all don't give birth to Kobe Bryant, he never becomes my husband. I'm never in this financial position. Because of that, let me give you $1 million. Let me throw him $5 million. I'm not giving you no more, but I'm going to give you $5 million, but you can't come back again. Can we agree on that? Can we sign a non-disclosure? I'm going to give you this $5 million, but y'all can't come back. Fine. Give us the $5 million. She won't even throw them $1, bro.
Dr. Umar Johnson is man, y'all come to smash the like button. Dr. Umar Johnson is also a former I think he has a doctorate degree. He's actually a pretty intelligent cat. And as y'all can tell, he speaks a lot of fervor, a lot of, you know, passion. Like I say, he's from Philly, so you know how that goes with, you know, how they speak out there. But you know, you can tell that he's very educated. But back to the point. He circled around basically not only saying that Kobe Bryant's parents were in the right to sell the memorabilia that Kobe Bryant gave to them, but also blaming Vanessa Bryant for what she did not, you know, not give them at least a certain amount of money, just to be like, okay, you know what? I don't really rock with y'all. My son didn't tell me to rock with y'all as well. But I'm going to give this to y'all because y'all are his parents. That's the way that Dr. Umar Johnson is looking at it. And I want y'all to really take into what I'm about to say later on a little bit. And remember this video, I'm going to come right back to it. But Ticket TV, as y'all know, like I just mentioned earlier, he spoke about this and echoed the same sentiments that Dr. Umar Johnson said. I'm not going to go to the video. I'm going to put that in the link description as well because it's 50 minutes. But y'all can go and check that out. Ticket, for the most part, came out and said, you know, the same sentiments, that Dr. Umar Johnson was correct on the fact that those are his parents, that it would be the right thing to do for Vanessa Bryant to, you know, give them something, even if they were not on good speaking terms. You know, echoed even the Bible verse, honor thy mother and thy father, and a whole bunch of sentiments supporting the parents of Kobe Bryant. All right. And we also got to remember something too. We ain't really heard nothing from Kobe Bryant's parents publicly. So I went on and actually found a clip, a recency clip about, Kobe Bryant's parents and where they've been. And I'm gonna actually play a little bit of a clip about now how they've been doing. It's about 3 minutes. It's like they're at a certain function or a certain party that they attended. And as y'all can see on the right, that's Kobe Bryant's father, Joe Bryant. On the left, that's Pam Bryant, Kobe Bryant's mother. So I'm gonna let y'all hear the 3-minute clip to kind of, see how they're doing, and what I'm saying, see where their spirits are right now. So here we go.
We Pam and I have kind of tried to stay in the background, as our kids grow, make mistakes. And we just really start watching basketball again this year. Watching the draft, getting flashbacks. Our son, looking for his hopes and dreams, and it was difficult at times. But I've been blessed to find a woman to want to marry me.
And before I let this continuously go, Joe Bryant was a former basketball player. I think he played over 10 years. He played for the Philadelphia 76ers, the San Diego Clippers, and I think the Rockets or Houston Rockets, I believe. And he played overseas in Italy for a number of years. And that's how Kobe Bryant developed his game through his father. And his mother, Pam, also, I believe, I think she was an athlete as well. I don't think she didn't play no professional sports, but Kobe comes from an athletic family. His sisters played volleyball. And as you can see, Kobe Bryant's father, I think he's 6'9", 6'10". So basically he comes from an athletic family. So as y'all can see why he gets his, spectacular athletic ability. But I just want to point that out real quick.
We got married, we was like 19, 20 years old. I don't think I was ready to get married, but I knew she was the right one. And just June 1st will be 48 years together.
That's nice.
We are blessed. We have 3 wonderful children, Shreya, Shaya, Kobe. 10 grandkids. Even though we lost Gigi, which would make it 9, we still say we have 10. That's so good. It's the only reason why we're here because, Gary, he was there from day one. I was calling the real people, because as life goes on, you find some fake people. But, when you get down to the foundation, you really see the real people in your life. And when things get tough, they're still standing there with you. We've always told our kids, have confidence, be cocky, but not disrespectful. And if you can walk that line, then you'll have a wonderful life. And again, we want to thank everyone. There's so many people here. We like to, Spencer, and we've talked for years. Julius, I got dumped on him many times in practice. But we just thank you, ABIS. I mean, it's just wonderful for us. And this really is the first time we ever spoke publicly about anything. Because it's about our privacy and our family, and we keep it within the family. And again, we want to thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
So that was Mrs. and Mr. Bryant speaking for the first time, according to Mr. Bryant, that and as y'all come to smash the like button, this is the first time they've spoken publicly since the tragic death of Kobe Bryant and Gigi Bryant and the 7 other passengers in the helicopter crash. And at their funeral, this is the last time we saw them. And as y'all just heard, they've been mourning. And you guys know that, us as fans and people that, know Kobe and love Kobe, we definitely heard and greeted, but it's a whole different story when you have the family doing the same thing, it's a different level when it comes to family. Because they're not looking at him as a basketball star or basketball player. They're looking at him as that's my son, that's my husband, that's my brother, that's my my dad. That's somebody that's somebody's, that's a whole different relationship, whole different pain, right? So you gotta it actually felt good to actually see his parents actually be able to speak, and for us to see him public, because a lot of times, as y'all know, throughout Kobe's career, you didn't really see his parents much of much. You saw him early in his career, but you didn't really see him much of duration. And people had like a lot of different things about Kobe's life, because he was so private. He didn't allow people to really get close in. So it's good to see that his family, his parents speaking, actually looks like they're at least functioning. I'm sure they're gonna always have that hurt until the day they die. That's a pain that never goes away. You just learn to just live with it. But it was good to see that. Now back to the actual live. I'm going to show another video, which is a little bit longer, highlighting of the timeline about the situation, about Kobe Bryant's rift with his parents, and why they fell out, and how long did it last, and the different events, because I think it's good to put things in perspective. Again, I'm doing this video because of what Ticket TV put out, on his show. I think it was this morning, and I kind of want to highlight, but I also want to add on a few things as well. Actually, a number of things. When y'all listen to Ticket's video, you'll see mostly he spent the whole time highlighting, how it was hurtful to his parents and things of that nature. And which, as you guys can see, his parents are definitely grieving. And you heard Joe Bryant say that it's about the respect of our family and keeping things private. So Ticket did a good job of highlighting that. But I want to bring out something that kind of brought a little bit more collective information around the whole situation. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this real quick, and let y'all actually hear what this was about with Kobe Bryant's whole situation. It's a long video, it's about like a 9-minute video, but I'll be stopping it as the video is going, so y'all don't get sidetracked. All right, here we go.
NBA superstar Kobe Bryant is not having a quiet off season. He's in a feud with his mom.
I'm one of the only guys left that remembers your dad as a player. I'm curious how much he's talked to you about this stage of the career.
Unfortunately, we don't talk much.
Kobe's parents didn't speak at them. Why do you think that was?
Maybe they didn't want to.
Kobe Bean Bryant had everything this world had to offer. Millions of fans, all the money in the world, a beautiful family, and a legacy fulfilled. Everything but one thing: his parents' love. What run from a tight-knit family that...
So this picture right here shows, and make sure y'all hit the like button as y'all come in here. So this is Kobe Bryant's family as a kid. So as y'all can see, the middle, that's Kobe. The left, that's Mr. Bryant, that's Joe Bryant. The right, that's Mrs. Bryant, Pam Bryant. The left right here, that's Shia, that's Kobe's older sister. And Sharia on the top right, that's Kobe's other older sister. So a family of 5. Kobe grew up, actually, he was born in, he grew up in Philadelphia. Or he was born in Philadelphia, and he grew up in Italy, and then he moved back to Philadelphia, I think, in high school. I think that's how it went. He spent a number of years in Italy because his father played professional ball in Italy. So he moved his family all the way over to Italy to play basketball after, being born in Philadelphia. He comes back to the States, and he plays in Philadelphia, I think at Lower Merion High School. And then from on there, that's when you saw the tail of Kobe Bryant as a basketball star. But I just wanted to pull that out real quick.
I basically did everything together. Even signing NBA contracts became a frigid relationship at best that never mended itself, even up to the tragedy that befell the world 4 years ago. It all started when he was a 21-year-old in Los Angeles, taking up a rap career among some of the biggest stars of the day. Tyra Banks, 50 Cent, and Nas are just some of the artists that a young Kobe collaborated with. In his own words,
Didn't last long.
but during that brief stint, there's one moment that changed his life. Vanessa Lane was a high school senior who had happened to be stopped at a concert by a company.
So that's Vanessa. Obviously, that's Kobe Bryant's widow. Her last name used to be Vanessa Lane. She is of Hispanic descent. Her actually her last name is through her stepfather, not her actual father. I think her actual father was a person who was an immigrant from Mexico that her mother actually divorced, and she ended up getting married to another man. I think his name was Robert Lane, and he was from LA. So that's where Vanessa more so grew up and was raised in the majority of her life. So yeah, that's Kobe Bryant's widow.
That shot music videos. They asked her to work for them, and a few months later, Vanessa had become a video vixen, even appearing in a music video with Snoop Dogg. Like Kobe, her stint in the music industry was short-lived. She stayed for just 3 months. But before her 3 months were up, she was called for a Kobe Bryant music video, and the rest is history. But that's not what's important here. What's important lies in the background. We've all seen that Vanessa and Kobe's relationship was very romantic, storybook one, It's like love at first sight, then Kobe follows said, and then she writes down her number on the paper, and then they go to Disney World. So romantic, all of that, right? But the fact of the matter is that Kobe Bryant, as of meeting
This nigga funny. I was actually laughing when I first saw that. Yeah.
Vanessa was a budding star, winner of the 1997 Slam Dunk Contest, and already a one-time All-Star, and playing for the Los Angeles Lakers, no less. It was obvious that he was the talk of the town. For him, as a 21-year-old, to meet a high school senior on a music video set is one thing, but the pace of the relationship was way too quick, at least according to Kobe's parents. Joe Jellybean Bryant, a former NBA player who at one point in life dunked on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, pretty gas, wasn't too excited about the relationship. One, he was wishing for Kobe to date someone of African descent, a common wish in Black households. And two, for Kobe to, quote, slow down and smell the roses. Kobe didn't hear nor heed his father's requests.
So, like I said, I'm be stopping the video quite a bit so y'all can actually keep up, because I know a lot of y'all might not know all the details when it comes to stuff. So I have to keep it, stopping the video, explain it a little bit deeper as y'all coming in, hit that like button. But as y'all just heard, Kobe Bryant met Vanessa Bryant at a video shoot when Kobe Bryant was in the NBA. I think he was 22 or 21, and she was 17 at the time. She was still in high school as a senior, right? So they met at a video shoot, and it went from Kobe Bryant's family being his center to now he's this 21-year-old kid who his eyes got caught up on another woman at a video shoot. Go figure. But the family is the parents and the sisters don't know nothing about this girl Vanessa other than what Kobe's telling her and what she actually does. And when there's actually a video about this, when Kobe was being interviewed about his reaction when he told his sisters, basically said that they pretty much laughed at him because they just looked at him, like I said, they look at Kobe Bryant different from how the world looks at him. They look at him as his little brother. So they were basically saying, nah, not you. You not like peanut head. Like that's the one you getting married. This is who you want to be married. Like that was kind of reaction, from his family, his sisters. So when they find out and he tells his parents, you can just imagine what they were thinking. As y'all can see in this quote, as a parent, I like him to slow down and smell the roses, but then I'm a parent. So basically telling him to just slow down. You're rushing into this. You're trying to get married too fast. You're moving too fast. You're still young. You're not ready. And the aftermath, this is what happens.
And after less than a year of dating, at 22 years of age, he married 19-year-old Vanessa in the attendance of 12 people. Kobe's parents were not among those in the audience. From that day on, things weren't right with the Bryant household. When Kobe first started with the Lakers, the whole family moved from Philly to Los Angeles. Joe had said, we weren't just going to let him come out here by himself. That wasn't how we worked. For 3 years, the family all lived together in Kobe's house until they moved out, a quarter mile away. When Vanessa entered the picture, however, Kobe moved an hour away to be closer to Vanessa's mom.
So pay attention to this real quick. Make sure y'all really pay deep attention to this, because this is the same thing Ticket talked about in his stream. He spoke about how when Vanessa came to the picture, everything changed. And remember, that was kind of the story of why people thought Vanessa was a problem, because you guys got to remember, this was a time where you didn't have social media. You didn't really have a lot of people actually giving their 2 cents. Twitter wasn't around. Instagram wasn't around at this time. Anybody can write a story and a column, and that can be taken as, people read it, and that's the truth. Ticket also spoke about how Vanessa actually proved everybody wrong, and that Kobe Bryant found a good spouse. However, he did not agree with how he treated his parents. I want to make that very clear. Ticket made it very understand that he chose a good spouse, but he didn't treat his parents the right way by shutting them out completely. So the point is that things were going well at one point when it was just Kobe Bryant and his wife, or Kobe Bryant and his parents and his sisters, no wife involved. You fast forward a year later, here comes a new woman in the picture, and then things just go different. He gets married, and things start to, go downhill.
The family argued about whether it was right for Kobe to be so in love with a girl that he just met. This ended up fracturing the family to a severe degree. Per an LA Times article written in April of 2003, Joe had not seen the couple's new house in Orange County. Joe had never met the couple's first child, his granddaughter Natalia, who was born in January. When Kobe's Philadelphia area high school retired his number, his parents sat in one section of the bleachers while Vanessa sat in another section. But what hurt most of all, and the most notorious product that's entrenched in basketball culture to this day, is the aftermath of the Lakers' second championship in their legendary run. Kobe Bryant, in the midst of his championship celebration, couldn't think straight.
Broken at your lowest point?
Well, I had so much going on outside of the game of basketball that people didn't know about, and it just felt good to pull through the season, to come through with another championship. It definitely feels good.
Can you tell us what some of that was now? Are you willing to discuss that?
No, not really. I mean, it was just, it was hard, but
His father wasn't at the game. Kobe had just won a championship in his dad's hometown, and his dad didn't even come to the game. Not even 3 years prior, Kobe was living not even a 5-minute walk away from his dad, the man who taught him to play and showed him all the love in the world.
And I scored not a free throw, not a lucky shot, not a breakaway layup, 0 points. And I remember crying about it, being upset about it. My father just gave me a hug and said, listen, whether you score 0 or score 60, I'm going to love you no matter what.
Now, in the city where he made himself known to the world as Kobe Bryant, Philadelphia, his father, who showed him the game, wasn't even there to see his son win the game's greatest accomplishment. That's why Kobe, in the locker room after the finals, was in disarray, even tearing up in the shower. In the midst of his despair, he was handed the Larry O'Brien Trophy, the crowning achievement of basketball.
The Taco Bell Cravings Value Menu. 10 choices, each just $3 or less, starring the cheesy.
And this is all he could think. It had been such an awful year for me.
So that right there, you guys see that still image right there of Kobe Bryant on the Larry O'Brien Trophy. And as y'all come there, smash the like button. Don't be stingy. All right? Smash the like button as y'all come in here. But that picture is an iconic picture that's used around basketball circles. If you guys know, and y'all been in the circles of basketball, y'all know this picture. This was after the 2001 NBA Finals, where Kobe Bryant and the Lakers won their second championship. I think Kobe was 23 years old at this time. I think they beat the Sixers that year. And they won the championship in Philadelphia, where Kobe Bryant, that's his hometown. His father played, for the Sixers as well. And that's where he grew up at. I'm sorry. Like I said, Kobe Bryant's father taught him how to play ball. So because of the aftermath of, Kobe Bryant and Vanessa Bryant getting married, it put a wedge in their relationship. And I'm going to want y'all to really pay attention to what I just said. It put a wedge. I'm going to come back to that as well. I'm going to come back to a lot of stuff. So that's why I need everybody to, stay locked in, because it's a lot of information. But Kobe Bryant's parents basically disapproved of the marriage of, Vanessa and him because of 2 reasons that y'all heard the spokesman say. One, because she was not of African-American descent, which is common around a lot of Black families, or just families in general, if you're not married within your race. And one other, because you were young. That's as y'all saw Kobe Bryant's father said, you're moving too fast. And those are the 2 concerns. And when he tried to, moved the way he wanted to move, his family did not approve of it. Everybody, including his sisters, did not attend his wedding. And there was a wedge between the relationship for a few years. And at that time, a lot of stuff was going on. The rape charge, Kobe Bryant went through the following season, I believe, after 2003. And, you know, he was actually a villain for a long time. So he was going through a lot of rough patches while his family was not around, and was just for him and Vanessa. But this still image right here shows him in actually a disarray phase, but people think this was like a cool image when he was actually pretty sad because his father did not attend his game, right? So I thought that was very interesting when I first heard about this, but yeah, let's continue.
So hard. I want a father. I want my father. 2 years later, this relationship remained the same. In the LA Times article, he said, "The court has become my psychologist. It's my time to get away from all the hassles and problems. It's my moment." And even still, 2 years later, things were not mended. Per the LA Times article, written again in April of 2003, in a playoff series lost to the Timberwolves, Kobe's dad was there at Staples Center, but he didn't wave or call out. He didn't visit the locker room. "My mom asked me to leave him a ticket, so of course I did," Kobe said, his voice dropping. "But I knew he wouldn't come down and see me. He never does."
Okay, now, see, I got to make an apology because, as y'all know, like I said, I did a video about this about around, I can't remember the exact time, but it was a few months ago. I made a video about the Kobe Bryant and his parents' rift. I originally have thought it was Kobe Bryant's mom primarily that did not, well, she was part of it too, but I thought it was more so the mother that was, you know, having a rift with Kobe, but it seemed like it was his pops. Him and his pops didn't see eye to eye, and his mother followed his pops. So I had to, you know, make a correction. I messed up on that. I firmly believed it was his mother that at the time that was causing rift, but it looked like it was his pops more so doing the rifting. Because as y'all can see, that his father came to the game and his mother asked Kobe to leave a ticket for his father, but in a weird way, he didn't acknowledge him. They didn't speak, and basically, it had been 2 years they have not been talking. And this was after a playoff game, so it looked like him and his father had the rift, and his mother was in the middle of it. But let's keep going.
For the same article, Joe was interviewed as a part of a coaching position for a slam ball team based in Los Angeles. In it, unprompted, he started talking about Kobe, saying, 20 years from now, when his own child grows up, he'll understand what I'm doing. When Kobe made a decision to be with someone he cared about, Pam, Kobe's mother, and I decided it was time to back off. That's all it was. When asked why he didn't see his son, he sighed. "It's his life. We've got nothing to do with it," he said. "We've done our job." A few years later, Joe took up a job as an assistant coach for the LA Sparks. And at least according to the LA Times, it seemed as if the relationship had somewhat defrosted between Kobe and his father. But it was not warm. There was a report of Joe and Pam Bryant attending the 2010 NBA Finals, but not because of Kobe. A wealthy Lakers fan had invited them. Regardless, in 2011, Joe referred to the relationship as pretty good, and so it stood. But all of that changed one April morning in 2013. Kobe put out a tweet. "When you give, and they take, at what point do you draw a line in the sand? Hashtag hurt beyond measure. Hashtag gave me no warning. Hashtag love." It's definitely 2013. I digress. He was referring to his mother, Pam Bryant, who, up to this point, seemed to have a decent relationship with Kobe, at least better than his father's. She had asked Kobe for a home in Nevada. Kobe had offered to give up to $250,000 to purchase the home, but Pam asked for $450,000. Kobe refused, and that's when Pam decided to take Kobe's high school and NBA memorabilia, including the 2000 NBA championship rings that Kobe had gifted his parents, and gave it to auction in exchange for the $450,000 that Pam had been asking for in advance, plus the proceeds from whatever the hundreds of items would have brought from auction.
See, now that was the video. Like I said, I know I'm stopping. It's about 3 minutes left, I promise. Right here, it says, a source told ESPN that Kobe Bryant offered to pay his mother up to $250,000 towards a home she wanted. She refused, saying she wanted $450,000. When Kobe turned her down, the source said that, unbeknownst to Kobe Bryant, she struck a deal to get the $450,000 house advanced throughout the auction company. Now, this is where the relationship turns sour between Kobe and his mother, right? This is where the relationship turns sour between Kobe and his mother, because, like I said, she wanted this house in Vegas, and the Vegas house that Kobe Bryant was going to give to her was $250,000 to give to her, and she wanted $450K. Now, because Kobe refused, she decided to sell his memorabilia. Now, I did not know the specific price until now, or until I just read this article just a few hours ago. But that's something where you really have to dig a little bit deeper onto, like, how did it become such an issue for a guy who's worth millions of dollars, a multi-millionaire, who's probably the best player in the NBA at this time? Why wouldn't he give his mother extra $200K for a home? I think that's a question that we can ask and answer, because he seemed real adamant about that. I give you $250,000. She wanted an extra $200K, and he refused to buy it. And not only did he refuse it, he actually sued the company that tried to, sue his that sell his memorabilia. So this is where the relationship went even worse. And from there on out, they never really, made amends. They never went to his. I'll let y'all finish here.
The hundreds of items would have brought from auction. She did this without Kobe's knowledge, let alone approval. He learned of the items being put up for auction through the news. As you can imagine, that's what inspired the tweet that morning. Per ESPN's coverage of the incident, Kobe Bryant's lawyer had sent a cease and desist letter telling the auction house to call off the sale and to return the items to him. Kenneth Golden, owner of the auction house, says he can't cancel the auction because he's already advanced $450,000 to Bryant's mother and put money into advertising the auction. Kobe's lawyer, Mark Campbell, said in a statement, "Mr. Bryant's personal property has ended up in the possession of someone who does not lawfully own it. We look forward to resolving this legal matter through the legal system." Yes, Kobe got his lawyers involved, with what seemed to be no communication between him and his parents. The auction company then countered with a lawsuit. Joe defended their actions, saying, "My son gave my wife these items over the years," stating, "Here, Mom, these are for you." They'd had the items for a long time, it seemed, and it was a way for them to make some more money. They were able to settle the suit for a payment of $500,000 and cut down the auction from the massive amount of items to just 6. However, 2 of those happened to be the rings that Kobe gave his parents, commemorative of the last time that they enjoyed Kobe Bryant's.
So that's his parents right there after his first championship. As y'all can see, it's just those 2 and no wife. So this is when Kobe Bryant was, I think, was he 20? Was he 20? He was 20 years old, I think, after this championship. His first ring of 5, his mother in the middle, and that's his father on the right side. So, like I said, this was when everything was solid, peaches and cream, and, they were living all together and things of that nature, and they had, like, their own house and stuff like that. Everything was good. And then when Vanessa came into the picture, that's when things went south. But let's continue.
NBA success as a family. After his stint in Los Angeles for the Sparks, Joe went away and became a head coach for some teams in Japan for a couple of years. During this period, Kobe and Joe never reconciled or even really spoke.
Unfortunately, we don't talk much. Maybe down the road that relationship would be better, but right now it's not much more.
After the fiasco in 2013, Kobe didn't speak to his parents for the rest of his NBA career. In his final game, where he almost poetically had 60 points, he didn't have his father there to love him. In an article covering Kobe post-retirement, Kobe said, "Our relationship is not good. I say to them, I'm going to buy you a very nice home. And the response is, that's not good enough? Then you're selling my stuff?"
This is tough, man.
His sisters, who he was also close with a long time ago, Sharia and Shaya, have learned to accept that Kobe has removed money from his relationships with them. They're very smart, college-educated women, Kobe says. "I'm really proud of them. They were able to get their own jobs, get their own lives, take care of themselves. Now they have a better sense of self, of who they are as people, instead of being resentful because they were relying on me." Kobe's relationship with his parents never seemed to end up mending. Now, 4 years after the tragedy that befell us all, a misrepresented news report brought the family feud to the forefront once again. The 2000 NBA championship ring that Joe and Pam sold all those years ago was being sold again. It was thought that Joe and Pam were selling their son's legacy once more, but really, it was just the previous buyer that was putting up the father's ring for sale. Whatever it sells for, is that the price of a family fracture? The pain and strife in one of the world's most beloved figures? And just as importantly, his family? I don't think so. And it seems like neither do Kobe's parents. Per a statement they made to the LA Times regarding this misrepresented news report, "We want to make it unequivocally clear that we have no involvement in this sale of our son's 2000 championship."
So this right here says, from what they were talking about, this is why I want y'all to actually read. This is why I want to do this video, because it seemed like there's some clarification. But it says, this is a statement by Joe and Pam Bryant. They said, however, Joe and Pamela Bryant provided a statement to the Times saying, we want to make it unequivocally clear that we have no involvement in the sale of our son's 2000 championship ring. The mere existence of the auction has reopened a deep, painful wound. We seek peace and the opportunity to grieve with dignity. We appreciate your understanding and respect for our family's privacy at this time. Thank you, and may God bless you. Now, again, this is something that needs to be stated because, like I said, I did a video a few months ago saying this was something that his parents were doing because that was what was being reported. But it looks like after his parents spoke and said this was something that they didn't do, then we have to put that out there. Now, I'm not going to go into if it's true or not. I'm just going to take this for it is and read the statement to y'all and let y'all be the judge of what actually y'all feel. But this is what the statement between Mr. and Mrs. Bryant had to say. But let's finish up.
The mere existence of the auction has reopened a deep, painful wound. We seek peace and the opportunity to grieve with dignity. We appreciate your understanding and respect for our family's privacy at this time. Thank you, and may God bless you. And that's all they wrote. Thanks for watching.
All right, so, 46 minutes already. All right. Now, I know that was a lot of video. I know that was a lot of, information, but that's going to be the end of all that stuff, man. As y'all come in here, make sure y'all smash the like button if y'all first came in. Make sure y'all in the comment section as well. Continue to comment. This is a pre-recorded video. Now, I'm going to break this down to y'all in a way that my personal belief is, what I truly believe happened, what I truly believe should have been done, how it should have been handled, and what I truly think now. There's so many different gaps in this story that it's hard for me to actually pinpoint where to start. So I'm just going to really kind of start off with this. Number one, we have to separate people from, who they are as, guys we looked up to as players and actually real human life, right? As y'all know, like I talk about different subjects. I don't just talk about basketball. So this one came across my desk because of shout out to Ticket TV. Now, let me tell y'all what Ticket's point of view is and what he thinks. Like I said, Ticket in his whole video, and I'm going to put in the description box, he spoke and said that he was on the side of his parents for the majority of the situation. I played a video of Dr. Umar Johnson talking about how he felt Vanessa Bryant should actually give Kobe Bryant's parents some money because that's the right thing to do. Ticket echoed those same sentiments. Be the bigger person. That's his parents. Give them what they need. They're up in age. They helped raise Kobe. You wouldn't have met Kobe without his parents. So everything went back to his parents, right? That's what Dr. Umar Johnson is going to, and that's what Ticket TV is going to. Now, it's a lot of stuff, and I didn't realize how really sad the situation was until you start looking as time has went by. But this is actually a really unfortunate situation. Here you have a guy and his daughter who actually passed away in a tragic accident in a plane crash, which actually not only shook up the world, but it shook up, you can imagine, his wife, his kids, the parents, his sisters, his family. Just an unfortunate situation. And now there's a lot of, what ifs, and we should have done this better. We should. And this is not something that just goes around with, celebrities. This goes in real life. This just goes to show you that celebrities are not invincible. When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Right. And with every death that I've seen or whatever death I've experienced, I've always said to myself, what is this telling me? Or is this just an unfortunate situation? It's not my place to say when Kobe Bryant's time was to go, but I will say he's gone now. He's no longer here. And that's a hard thing to say. And when you have to deal with that burden, that cross, you left with a lot of, what I'm saying, doubt, and it can creep up, and it can kind of, make you, it gotta drive you crazy. Like I said, as a person who, haven't had an actual closure with, as far as your son, that's a very unfortunate situation. So this is just a sad spot all around, but we still gotta, pinpoint and break it down. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson, yet again, spoke, and he said that he felt like Kobe Bryant's wife should have gave him some money. This is something that's been echoed around for a lot of black people. They feel like, or people in general, that they were wrong. She was wrong for not giving him any money. Kobe Bryant's parents are broke. They don't have any money left for them. Kobe Bryant's wife was left almost close to $1 billion. What's $5 million to give to your parents-in-law? I don't know if he's saying that she should go out her way without being asked to give him some money, or is she obligated to, or is he saying that they've asked her and she just refused? I really don't know what he's trying to get out with this. Like, she's supposed to step in and give him money. And I'm going to tell y'all why, because like I said, Vanessa Bryant and Kobe Bryant's parents really never had a relationship. I remember seeing them all the time. I don't even think they even have any pictures with each other, if I'm not mistaken. I can't find any pictures, right? I can find pictures with Kobe Bryant and, Vanessa's mom and the family before I even find pictures of Vanessa Bryant and Kobe's mom and dad. But you see, pictures of, Kobe Bryant with, his sisters, which I'm going to show a little bit later. You saw pictures of, Vanessa Bryant with Kobe's sisters and stuff like that, but you don't see a picture with Vanessa Bryant and his parents. So there was no relationship. They went to his actual retirement jersey in high school. They sat in different sections. They never got a chance to really have a relationship. And the two reasons why was simply because Vanessa Bryant was of Latino descent, and they feel like they were too young to get married. And fun fact, Vanessa Bryant's parents felt the same way. And so that's just parents being parents for the most part. But the rift continued after that, and I feel that's where things went too far. Because Kobe Bryant and Vanessa Bryant, they were married for 20 years, went through a whole lot of stuff, and you would think at some point they would have mended that relationship, but for whatever reason, they just didn't. And that to me is where I think, the message are that should have never happened. So I'm gonna give my my 2 cents on that. Personally, Vanessa Bryant showed me that she was down for Kobe Bryant 100%. When you talk about the Colorado case where Kobe Bryant almost had to go to jail, and actually y'all remember when he actually talked about it on this actual interview with Graham Benson here. If y'all get a chance to check out this guy, he talked about how criminal charges changed him. It was in 2004 when Kobe Bryant went through that sexual assault case with that 18-year-old Caucasian girl who accused him of rape. And that's when he became a villain, not only in the NBA, but in the world. For about a 3-4 year stint, Kobe Bryant was hated amongst, many people. He's called a rapist, a sexual predator, a ball hog. He ran Shaq out. Those 4 years were very dark. On top of that, him not having his parents to support him. So a very dark time at that time. And the one person that stood by him was Vanessa Bryant. Right. And I think that kind of changed Kobe along with those criminal charges, because it really showed you who was really in his corner, because the same person that people said that was, just simply just for his money and for all the riches was the same only person that was by his side. The same person who people claimed was a gold digger and didn't want nothing but, to have Kobe Bryant's, inheritance and all that stuff, turned out to be she was the only one by his side, even through the tough times when it was actually Kobe's fault. If y'all know what I'm talking about, Kobe Bryant and Vanessa Bryant almost had a divorce because Kobe Bryant was reportedly cheating on her with multiple different women. Now, y'all know if you're an athlete, especially a basketball player, and especially on that level of Kobe Bryant, you're gonna get approached by hundreds, thousands of women are throwing themselves at you. You're on the road all the time. You're away from your family for at least half the year. So that's a lot of time in different hotel rooms, on airports, flights, different cities. That's a whole nother, you know what I'm saying, life that you're living. And I can tell y'all from experience, it can be a lonely life being an athlete because you're pretty much subjugated to be more so of an asset. Once you sign that contract for a professional team, and of course, I ain't been on no NBA team, but I have been overseas. I have been, you know, in certain stuff like that. When you're in that type of limelight, you have a very, very strict life. You have a set schedule. You don't have much time, if any time, to do nothing but focus on basketball. And when you're out in your downtime, you're in your room in the hotel. You're trying to find any type of outlet. And a lot of times athletes find outlets through different women. Well, unfortunately, Kobe Bryant being married, that's called adultery. And that's what broke them up and actually had them in a position where they were, you know, on the brink of divorce, where Kobe Bryant was going through a time, again, a rough patch. And eventually, after, you know, a lot of apologizing, a lot of, you know, trying to, you know, really beg for Vanessa Bryant's forgiveness, and also a nice, very carrot, I don't know how big the carrot ring was, but a lot of different, you know, acts, Kobe Bryant was able to, you know, get her back in her good graces. But it wasn't the gifts that got Vanessa Bryant back. It was simply the actual loyalty. I'm going to tell y'all why. I think at that time, Vanessa Bryant could easily divorce Kobe Bryant and took his kids and took half of his inheritance, and he couldn't do a damn thing about it. But she didn't do any of that. She didn't divorce him. She didn't put him on child support. She didn't take any of his inheritance, half. As a matter of fact, she had a child reportedly after Natalia that she was supposed to have, but she had a miscarriage. And the reason why she had a miscarriage was because of all the stress and all the anguish and all the heartache that situation that Kobe Bryant put her in, that actually made her have a miscarriage with that second child. And Kobe Bryant told reports that he actually holds a lot of, you know, he's the reason why that actually happened. So at that point, it really showed you that she was really down for Kobe Bryant. It showed you that Kobe Bryant was onto something where he actually said, this was the person I want to be with. He saw something that the rest of us did not see. I'm sure his parents just saw that Vanessa Bryant was a video girl and, you know, she was too young and she wasn't of African-American descent. That's what they saw. But what he saw was the woman that was going to have his back 100%. That's all men want at the end of the day. They want a woman that's going to have their, you know, back 100%. And your parents might not see that. Your sisters, your brothers, your friends, your people around you might not see that. That's why it's important as a man to have that intuition, have that gut feeling on what you look for in a woman. Does she bring you a level of peace, calamity, assurance, confidence, that you can conquer the world? Apparently, that's what Vanessa Bryant did. And now that Kobe Bryant's gone, you don't hear no crazy stories about Vanessa Bryant. You don't hear that she's trying to, you know, rake Kobe Bryant's name through the coals. She's continuously, you know, his legacy. You know, you don't hear about her, you know, messing with different men, even though she's well within her rights to start dating again. She might be dating now, but she's keeping it private, right? She's kept his whole legacy private, has not embarrassed him, the family name. And that's what you were supposed to have with a wife. And those are all great traits, and that's all the traits that he saw in her. And you would think at some point, that his parents would have at least gotten on and actually, you know, got on board, but it never happened. So I have to ask myself, why did they never see eye to eye? Why was it so much of a rift between these two when the wife showed that she was, you know, trying to be on your son's best interest, even when you guys weren't actually there for him? like I said, he went through a actual case where he could have went for jail for a long time. And as y'all can see, the one person that's by his side that's holding his hand is his wife. His parents never spoke up for him. His sisters never spoke up for him. I don't really put much blame on his sisters because they were basically taking the sides of their parents who were telling him, like, your brother is choosing this woman over us. But eventually they came around as well, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit too. But if you see this woman sticking up for your son, even though he's the one that messed up, that should at least give you a little bit of, I would say, relief that, okay, maybe she is there for him through thick and thin. Maybe we should give her a chance. Well, it looked like they gave him a little bit of a chance when they came back in, Kobe and their lives. As like I showed y'all in the video with the pictures and things of that nature. But it wasn't long lived. And I don't believe that Vanessa and his parents ever saw eye and eye with each other. But as y'all can see right here, this is where these two actually was, side by side. So at that point, I think Vanessa saw the 17, 18-year-old, the 21-year-old kid in Kobe, which is why that relationship and see, this is why you really can't really get into to people's marriages and things of that nature, because you don't know what they see in each other than what they see in you. You have to almost just pretty much let them be and trust that they have their best interest. Now, of course, as parents, you want to do what's best for your children, but you also got to be aware and advise that once you start seeing certain acts like this, you might want to start, giving it a chance. And I don't think his parents ever gave it a chance, which is actually sad. But here's what I think really truly is going on. Look, we can't bring Kobe Bryant back. You can't bring Gigi back. You can't bring any of these people back. But what I will say is that I feel like the heartache that Kobe Bryant was experienced along with his wife, Vanessa, was the reason why he chose to put his foot down and say enough's enough. And this is going to be the end of, our relationship if you cannot respect my wife. Something that Ticket brought up in his video. He said, honor thy mother and thy father. That's actually in the Bible. Honor thy mother and thy father, which is very true. It's one of the 10 commandments. Honor thy mother and thy father, for your days shall be long on this earth. Right? Very important, very, very true scripture. Honor basically means hold to a high regard. When you speak about them, when you talk about them, things of that nature. Now, as y'all saw in the video, it seemed like Kobe Bryant did have a high regard to his parents, especially his father. His father was a former basketball player. That's what Kobe Bryant, as y'all know, we all know, lived for, to entertain us in basketball. He eats, slept, and breathed basketball under 10%. And the man on the right is the man that taught him how to play. There's a resemblance between the two, as y'all can see. That's his son. That's his father. Right? When you hear Kobe Bryant spoke about how his dad was not in attendance for his game in 2021 in those NBA finals, y'all saw the pain and the hurt that was on his face. I remember seeing clips where he spoke about in high school how his parents were his heroes. You saw the story about how his father, comforted him when he had a bad game when he was a kid. He didn't even score a point. And his father said, you can score 0 or 60. We're going to still love you. So there was a definite relationship between Kobe and his parents where he actually honored his parents. So I want to make that very clear. He didn't have a situation where he did not respect his parents or did not honor them, did not love them, vice versa. His parents took care of him, gave him a great life. Growing up in, Italy, growing up in a high stage community in Philadelphia as well. So the love was both between both sides. So that verse really, to me, just kind of just really just doesn't really do anything but really just echo on what actually the situation was. That wasn't really an issue between Kobe Bryant honoring his parents. He definitely honored and loved them. But I think the twist turned, actually, I know the twist turned when he actually saw that they were disrespecting his wife, which I'm going to bring up another verse right here. It says, for this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and they will become one flesh. This was the same quote, Bible verse that Kobe Bryant spoke in that video I just showed y'all. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and they will become one flesh. This is in Genesis, the first chapter in the book of the Bible, 2:24. God wanted to make this clear that this was actually one of his things he does not play with. Let me tell y'all something. I grew up in a black family. I'm black. I'm African-American, very proud black man. I know a little bit or two about relationships when it comes to parents and your spouse. I'm not married. I have not had a wife yet, but I have seen it many times what it looks like. And this is what I think really happened. Kobe Bryant and his family all had a great life with each other. As y'all saw, they were very, close knit with him and his sisters. It was just the five of them, and they grew up, very close with one another. So when you talk about another person coming and intervening with that, that's a whole different dynamic, right? And I believe that not only his parents, but his sisters had a problem and had a hard time really accepting another person in his son's life, and not to mention very early in his life. It was an adjustment. It was them moving too fast, yada, yada, yada. And I completely understand and get that. You never been over their house when they actually got married, which threw an actual bigger rift. But the Bible, the verses, if we're going to use the Bible verses, let's use it all around. Let's not just use it when we want to use it. If we want to say honor thy mother and thy father, let's also speak about how sons and fathers do not provoke your sons to anger. Let's make sure we also take into account the verse on the screen. For a man will leave his father and mother and be united with his wife. Let me make this very clear with y'all. Once you find your specific other, your spouse, that now becomes your number one. It's no longer your parents. So if Kobe Bryant had an issue with how they were treating his wife, Vanessa, then he had every right to think that. I'm just speaking to y'all as a man, not somebody that enjoy watching Kobe. I'm speaking to y'all on some life stuff, some life shit. Too many times, especially, I can't speak for every other race, but I can speak about my own. I've seen, especially with the mothers, have a hard time letting go of their sons for their wife. How many of y'all have seen that where you have a problem with your fiance and your mother because they can't get along because they feel like the mother feels like she's taking him away from the family? Once you make that decision to marry your wife, now it's about you and your wife and your potential kids in the future. That becomes your family. Your parents have their family. They have their life. They have they raised you. Now their job and their duty is to support you and guide you to actually have the same, if not a better marriage than what they had. But what it looks like happened was, instead of actually being there, they actually chose to take a step back. They did not attend his wedding. As y'all saw, Kobe Bryant's father did not attend Kobe Bryant's championship game in Philly. They didn't go to his house for 2 years in Orange County. His sisters were not around. Like a whole bunch of stuff between his parents and him. It was a rift. There was no support. They asked Joe Bryant about what was his relationship with his son. He said that's his life. He has to live his life how he lives his life. There was no type of teamwork amongst both sides. So that's very disturbing to hear. And when I see or when I hear Ticket say that that's his parents, he should have done this for his parents, that's very true. But like I've just already mentioned, he was already doing for his parents before, Vanessa got in the picture. They lived in the house with Kobe Bryant. That was his house. They gave them money. He gave his father a brand new car. He gave his sisters, all his family members, cars. He took care of them. He wrote an actual Tribune speaking about how giving money to people can actually hurt them because they want more and more and more. And I think that's what actually happened in this situation because, look, this is what we keep going back to. Well, that's his parents. They should always have money. Okay, well, you do understand that his parents are the same people that gave Kobe Bryant his life. So what happened to all the money that they had prior to Kobe getting his money? Kobe Bryant's father was a professional basketball player, and I think his net worth was somewhere around $5 million. He also coached basketball after his duration of basketball playing. But now the reports is that they're somehow broke. I'm not saying that they're multimillionaires, but they have enough money to at least live a comfortable life where they wouldn't even need any money from their son, which their son still provided them with more than enough money. The house that they have in Vegas, Kobe Bryant bought that house where his mother actually wanted an extra $200K. So I think when I heard Ticket saying that you got to do this for your parents, you got to do this. Well, he was providing money for them, but it just seemed like to me from what his Twitter post was that the money, they kept asking, and the well, it was never enough. And the well ran dry when he finally said no, and that's enough. Okay, all of a sudden, Kobe Bryant doesn't care about his parents. And that's what we kept hearing for years and years in reports that Kobe Bryant didn't ever give to his parents. That if you didn't see any of those type of reports or any type of things that I just mentioned, you would think that Kobe Bryant just basically just told his parents, fuck you, I'm not dealing with you. Right? But that's not the case. Listen, before I buy in the ear, I do understand his parents. This is why I will agree with Ticket though. When you honor your parents, you do live longer days on the earth. I even personally believe to say that if you make it that far, like Kobe Bryant status, just provide them whatever they want, just because you can. And I would just say basically just probably those two. Not even your siblings. If your siblings, that's your choice. You can't really tell a person to do with their money, but your ability to be able to give to your parents and let them provide and do what they want to do, that I don't think that would kill you. But then again, I don't even think that was really the issue. I think personally, his parents were just bad with money because you helped provide a life for me and my sisters. How is it that you don't have any money, or how is it that you don't have any type of financial support? I just think there was an error there for them actually being able to, well, mainly his father being able to support support them. I never got this notion of how his parents just need all this money when you have a former basketball player, professional, who played over 10, 12 years. And you got guys who played overseas can support their families for life. But then again, people have different life values. But I just want to, I think, first of all, Vanessa Bryant has been a very, very solid partner. It's probably as solid as you can get when it comes to dating or marrying a premier basketball player like Kobe Bryant. You ain't seen her in the limelight. You ain't seen her getting into all these scandals with all these different, athletes or anything that nature. She's been presumably quiet throughout the entire duration of their marriage and post-marriage. Very similar to Savannah James, LeBron James's wife. They haven't really been out there in the quote-unquote streets like that. They've been very good representations of their spouses and their husbands. I just don't buy the whole fact that Kobe Bryant's parents were so, it's really that Vanessa's this bad, because right here, y'all can see Vanessa Bryant. That's Kobe Bryant's sister on the right. That's Vanessa Bryant gifting her sister for a brand new car. Now, y'all might ask, well, why isn't that she giving the money to his parents? All I can say is this. We don't know what's been said behind the scenes or what is actually going on of the communication, or if there's any communication to these two. But let's say, God forbid, I pass away and I have a sister, older sister, and a younger brother, which I do have, and my wife, or my soon-to-be my widow, she has an issue with my mom and dad. My sister and my brother are not going to deal with that woman, as far as if they've been malicious and been angry towards her. But it looks like it's the complete opposite here. I think, and I'm going to leave it at this point, Ticket also, and sound like Dr. Umar Johnson said the same thing, that Vanessa Bryant is just supposed to just forgive them and give them whatever they want and just give it an act of service. Now, I do believe in forgiveness. You're supposed to forgive the people that do hurt you. But I also believe there's a level of accountability that needs to be had, especially if it's something that you've already revisited in the past. You're talking about 20 plus years of a situation where you had two people who did not like this woman based off of what they thought. And like I said, I understand it. If you look at a woman who's, that young at that time, and you see your son being married to that, you're going to have your suspicions. But once you get over those suspicions, you start seeing certain acts, then I think it's an appropriate time to say, you know what, I'm sorry for how we treated you. I'm sorry for what I said about you. I'm sorry, blase, blase, to clear the air. And I don't believe there has not been a real reconciliation between Kobe Bryant's parents and Vanessa Bryant. And I think that's why Kobe Bryant took the approach he took by choosing to shun his way from his parents. I love y'all. I y'all raised me. I honor y'all. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad, for everything that you've done for me. But this is my wife. This is going to be the mother this is going to be y'all daughter-in-law. This is going to be the mother that's going to be raising y'all grandchildren. I appreciate if y'all actually make things right with her, because they're the ones who had the rift with Vanessa, not the other way around. See, this is why I get confused about, well, she should just be the bigger person and just reach out to them. Reach out for what? It should be the other way around, where, like I said, if she wants to make the decision to reach out to his parents, that is great. That's honorable. That's even more of a reason why Kobe Bryant chose the right person to mate with. But there has to be a level of contrition and appreciation and sorrowfulness for how you even approach and actually treat her for a long period of time. I'm just being honest. And I don't think there was a level of real understanding between those two sides. Hey, I'm sorry. I apologize. Please forgive me for what I said. Please forgive me how I treated you. Please forgive me. That should have been, your parents can be wrong, man. Your parents can be wrong. And when nobody's above criticism. See, a lot of times people like to, and this is a quote and I'm gonna leave y'all with this. A lot of people talk about how bad this generation is. We've got the generation that raised it or didn't raise it. I'm gonna say that again. A lot of people talk about how bad this generation is, but they forget the generation that raised it or didn't raise it. There's a lot of parents out there who fumbled, who did not do what they were supposed to do as parents. And especially it goes in the Black community, that kids are supposed to just sit up and forgive and jump through hoops and just basically just accept what their parents were for not being there or not doing the best they could to support them, without any type of apology, any type of remorsefulness, any type of conversation. They just want you just to sit back and just accept it and forget. And I'm telling y'all right now, that's not an honorable thing to do, because it doesn't take away from the pain that you cause your kids when you do not make the conscious attempt to say, please forgive me. Because I guarantee you, and I'm just going by, like I said, I can read people, I know people. I guarantee you, if Kobe Bryant's parents really apologized to Vanessa and really gave Vanessa at least props for being there for their son and apologized for how they treated her for a number of years, she'll be open. Because like I said, your sister, my sister is not going to be cool with somebody that's that disrespectful to my parents. She's just not. And she damn sure ain't finna give my sister no brand new, what's that? It's like, I don't know what type, but that's a nice car. So they seem to be on good terms. I've seen Kobe Bryant's sisters, they have daughters, their nieces be, take pictures with Kobe Bryant and Vanessa. So the only two people that's left out are the parents. And from what I see, that Mr. Bryant didn't show up to Kobe Bryant's last game, and how Mrs. Bryant sold his memorabilia to get some extra money, that Kobe Bryant said that he's not. There's a lot of stubbornness there. And then I'm going to leave you all with this. Growing up in a Black household, a lot of times, and this is what happens when you lower the bar so much, that just because you did what you're supposed to do as parents and what you brought kids in to do, and that's what your responsibility was to do, that you get an all-time lifetime pass to be disrespectful to your kids and just do whichever you want. And that right there to me is not biblical. And that's something that you can't use the Bible for certain aspects, not for the other aspect. Right? There's a lot of stubbornness there that you cannot even admit that you were wrong. And see, now you're in a position now where you need help, and the one person that can possibly help you and give you something, and everybody that's actually telling the person to give you something is right there on the left side of the screen. And that's why you got to be careful how you treat people. But I honestly believe that Kobe Bryant's parents genuinely love his family. I think they did an awesome job raising him. His sisters especially. But I believe they're wrong in this situation, and they should at least address that with Vanessa. And I think that will mend their relationship. I think that will actually put their grandkids back in their lives. And I think it will mend a lot of things in their life. Because like I said, man, people just don't hate their parents, or people just do not stop talking to their parents unless something happened very, 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 very deep. Right? Kids just don't wake up and say, I'm not going to talk to my parents. I'm not going to deal with my parents unless something very, very detrimental happened. I think this was something that was long ongoing between both sides, and they never even got a chance to reconcile it, because I think Kobe Bryant had his pride that you're not going to talk to my wife a certain way, which I can understand. And I think that his parents were saying, well, we're your parents and we're going to, always be your parents, and have that old school mindset that we're always right. And that's where the clash came in, because now it wasn't even worth it, because your son is no longer here. Pride can destroy. It's not worth it. But I know it's a long video. I know it's about an hour, close to an hour and 30, but I wanted to put that out there. This is a pre-recorded. We'll be back on tomorrow, but I hope that y'all like it. Hit the like button, to share, subscribe, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, put a live page. Out of here like swim well.
I'm feeling good, feeling all right tonight. I'm feeling good now. Yeah, it's all good in the neighborhood, homie. Yeah, feeling right. I feel good, I feel alright. Cruising through my neighborhood on a warm summer night. I feel good. That's right, I feel good now. It's summer night. Summer days just sitting around, but when the sun goes down, I'll be ready to party. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. Keep the top on, drop all the the girls looking hot, hit the photo and we just don't stop. Party until the morning light. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. I just kicked it at home. I polished up the chrome, called the Ruka on the phone, let her know I'm home alone. It's 7:30 and the sun's going down. It's a summer night and the fun's going down. I pick her up and she looks all dolled up, sitting passenger in my rag and Paula. Yeah, I let her know that she looks beautiful to me. The world's an ugly place, but she is such a sight to see. The kind of woman that would put up a fight for me. The kind that wants to spend the summer nights with me. The temp was 80 and I'm cruising with my lady, playing some Rafi Bagan, ooh baby, baby. I see my homeboys and the cruising in the ride, with their ladies sitting by their side. People think we look crazy, but I think we look classy. But then again, that's only if you ask me.
Summer days just sitting around, but when the sun goes down, I'll be ready to party. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. Keep the top on drop, all the girls looking hot, hit the photo and we just don't stop. Party until the morning light. Ain't nothing like them summer nights.
My homeboys throwing the backyard boogie, so everybody gets together to unwind, relax, and have a fun time. The DJ spinning, so I grab the mic and be like, ain't nothing like them summer nights. The party's packed with beautiful women and the gang of the homies that wanna get with them. And they'll say anything just to hit them, and it's usually a nice summer night when they did them. I don't know, it must be something in the air. Can't help but have a good time because the feeling is there. To some people, the feeling is rare. They're at the past saying, God damn, I wish I was there. To have a drink, have a token, hook up with someone fine, but the kind that looks up. Gotta keep some pisto in the cup, party until the sun comes up, but we give up.
Summer days just sitting around, but when the sun goes down, I'll be ready to party. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. Keep the top on drop, all the girls looking hot, hit the photo and we just don't stop. Party until the morning light. Ain't nothing like them summer nights.
Them summer nights can keep a smile on your face. Gotta try to have a good time with your life, otherwise it's just a waste. Either way, I'm gonna party just in case, like Prince party like it was 99 and 87, 88. I couldn't ask for no better weather. I'm right next to the Pacific, to be specific. The candy paint job glows under the moonlight as I close out my summer night and say goodnight. It's time to put the top up and park it, drop it, unplug the ground, roll up the windows and lock it. Walk in the pad and fall into bed as she lays on my chest to rest her sleepy head. And we do this all night long, from dusk till dawn. But it's not quite the same when summer nights are gone. But even when they're gone, it won't be long. 8 more months and once again it's on.
Summer days just sitting around, but when the sun goes down, I'll be ready to party. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. Keep the top on drop, all the girls looking hot, hit the photo and we just don't stop. Party until the